Peter Mucker in the Ford Zaxbyed Capri. After setting the fastest qualifying time in free practice, Mucker, he's actually leading this championship as it stands. He stopped the car in front of the fire marshal yesterday to get a fire extinguisher and indeed put a fire out over the front right wheel. I spoke to them last night and they said that they should be okay. It's just all really dependent on how much damage there is, realistically. So if we see them out on track, we know they fixed it. If we don't, then, well, they could potentially still be trying to get it done for the race. Of course, we know that the Zaxbyed Capri is going to be one of the quicker cars throughout this championship anyway. Current championship leader. So, yeah, starting at the back, just starting the race is really all that is important. Then we had Eric Petrakovits, who's also in a Ford Capri Turbo. The Austrian is built his own car, basically. This is his own car, a replica built of the same, basically the same car that is indeed being driven by Peter Mucker. But it looks a little bit different, of course, has their own livery on it. And it's about 200 kilograms heavier. And, well, there's the answer we want, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Mucker out on circuit in the Zaxbyed Capri, which is always good. Yeah, right now, Hans-Ulrich Heinzinger, who's currently second in the championship with the Porsche Carrera RSR, is actually having to shift to a spare car. So now running in a 1972 spec Porsche 911 2.5 ST. Apparently yesterday they had unfamiliar engine sounds, and that was responsible for the reasoning as to why they've had to change car. Michael Mayer, after the collision in the beginning of Saturday's race at the Nürburgring, 4 weeks ago now, the Jägermeister orange touring car had to be repaired in dozens of night shifts. The rear floor pan had to be removed as well. It's the final body panel. We've then got rear fenders could just about be saved, which is good. But yeah, they are out there and they're still happy, they're still excited, which is always good. It's exactly what I want to see. We also have got the Bmw M1 Pro Car of Andreas Deiring. This is being driven by mechanic Andreas Deiring, as I've mentioned before. The mechanic is responsible for Axel Hageman's fleet of BMW M1s present at this year's race. Anton Werner racing in the Audi Coupe Quattro. The racing Audi collector located in Landshut, Germany, had his first outing in a road-legal rally version of the Audi Coupe yesterday. And yeah, it was P11, very quick indeed. So super interesting as well. We've got Peter and Jürgen Schumann, they're in a BMW 635. They actually just won the Nürburgring 1,000 kilometers, which is one of the most famous races for historic cars in the world. They were also racing alongside Olaf Mante and Joachim Kisch. So yeah, incredible to see them all racing at this juncture, and indeed still pulling off performances, because 1,000 kilometers of the Nürburgring is about 7 hours. So it's a long old jaunt, that is for sure. So there's a bit of housekeeping for you all, as that is a pro car on fire, or at least, well, that's a crash, that's a big hit. Oh, that is a big hit then. So that is the Andy Warhol M1 Pro Car, and that looks like there's been a massive shunt somewhere, and that for sure is weekend over. Oh, there's bits of debris on the track there. Red flag is going to come out, and that is the exit of turn 4, and we're about to see what's happened here. Well, we're seeing the aftermath, and that is a massive hit into the wall. So hopefully driver's all good. That is not a good start here. Car still going into a pretty safe part of the circuit, in all fairness. I'm not sure that the car would be okay to recover from there, but that is not a good start today, unfortunately, at all. And there are bits of Pro Car all over the show, and the wall's been damaged there as well. The barrier's been damaged, should I say. I think there's bits of curb up in the air. And that is not a good start. So the red flag's out. That means everybody will indeed have to come into the pits, and actually only one time has been produced right now, and that is Cameraman in the BMW M1 Pro Car. And this is so unfortunate. Not what you want to see, that's for sure. So Landler will be out of this session and potentially, or more than likely, out for the weekend. So the time has been stopped here, 15 minutes, 34 seconds. Everyone coming into it. There's the Pantera. Beautiful car. It's like a mythical mythical unicorn. Franz Strauss driving at. Today, number 35. And then we've got the Alfa Romeo Montreal. Had a few issues yesterday, but they seem to think everything's good. Perfect opportunity for selfies, of course. Having one of these absolute classic machines behind you. And whilst we do indeed have a red flag, I'm watching over on YouTube. I can see all of you typing in the chat there. So get yourselves involved. Say hello. I'm also watching the Twitch chat as well. Mitchell Wallace, welcome. But yeah, let me know where you're watching from. Maybe let me know what your favourite car is. And I'm pretty sure most of you are going to say all of them, which makes complete sense because there is a lot of beautiful machinery out there. And as you look at that engine, look at the Zack Speed Capri engine. Oh. My favourite car of the weekend, though, is this one, for sure. So this is the original rally car with the road kit for asphalt stages. Very quick. P11 yesterday. Yeah, Giles, for sure. 100%. That is very expensive. A very, very expensive one. Kiwi Toast, welcome. How you doing? Gio, they are beautiful. They are absolutely beautiful. You're not wrong. Simansky, yeah. How you doing, mate? You okay? So all into the pits we will come. I'm not sure this is going to take too long here. There's a lot of car parts on this race circuit, but there's plenty of marshals up there that will sweep that off, no doubt, and then we're good to go. Still 15 and a half minutes left of this session. So unfortunately, if you just joined here, Landler, who's in the number 13 BMW M1, the car with the Andy Warhol paint design on it, unfortunately has made a mistake here and clattered into the wall there. It's just a very innocuous place to have an accident. Like, you don't move over that early to the right-hand side of the track, and you're not really putting too much strain through the car, so I'm wondering if there might have actually been more of a mechanical failure. Again, we've only really seen the aftermath, so unfortunately we can't, well, I can't give you a definitive answer as to what's happened there. At the front of the queue, though, Saluski in the number 311 Porsche 911 RSR. And it was a big hit. Again, really, all we're thinking about is hoping that the driver is all good. Hopefully Landler's all good, because it looked like a massive hit. We're seeing him getting into the recovery car. But yeah, hopefully everything's good. The race will be streamed to you, yeah. So if you go, right now you're on the DTM YouTube page. You can indeed find the race already. It's already queued up, so you can put the notifications on, ready for the race this afternoon. So it'll be live around about 4 p.m., just after 4 p.m. But yeah, make sure you turn the notifications on, and you are good to indeed go. Kiwi Toast watching from New Zealand. Where's everyone watching from then? Again, while we've got a little bit of downtime here, it's a perfect opportunity for me to have a nice little chat with you watching wherever you're watching around the world. It's always nice to know who's watching. Normally we have a lot of the New Zealand and Australian contingent this early for qualifying sessions with DTM Trophy and indeed the DTM Classics each week. So yeah, where else are people watching from around the world? It's a hell of a pit lane, Rasmus. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, it's a lot of hairs standing on end. Kiwi says, I'm from the UK. I'm from England, but we are currently in Austria, as you can tell. So yeah, one time posted today, and that's Cameraman in the BMW M1 Pro Car. So provisional poll. So we've got Gio watching from Portugal, Foos watching from Germany as well, Jacob watching from the Czech Republic, Skolday from Germany. Skolday's always here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Heartstopper from the Gold Coast, Australia. Okay, now everyone's going quickly. South Africa for Wayne Barnard. New Zealand from Martin. Malta for Jason Jones. Belgium for Chris. Netherlands as well for Mr. Oatmeal. Serbia. We've got Spain, Belarus, Western Australia. Oh, sorry, Western Austria, 6 hours from where you are. You coming down this weekend, Schuster? Having my morning coffee, Rasmus. Oh, I'm with you on that one, brother. Porsche 911 Carrera, Daffer, I know. I know, it's exciting, isn't it? What a job to commentate on these cars in 2022. Love it. Ishmael from Turkey as well. There's 3 of them like that Kiwi Toast with the big rear skirts as well. Yeah, there's some beautiful cars. Lua's watching from Jordan. Nice. Oh, no. Lyruba's from Italy. Not going to mention last night. Don't worry about that. There was no football game last night. Great work, though, from the marshals. You can see there's a lot of damage to the barriers there. And parts of the car all over the show. And the real good news is for someone like Peter Mucker here, because he's being given a load of extra time to figure out what potential issues that they had with the car. We've seen an outlap from the Zach Speed Capri. And remember, Mucker is effectively one race win away from taking this championship. The DTM Classic DRM Cup, first ever championship here. Rodrigo Felix watching at 4 a.m. in Brazil. That is commitment. Commitment. Ah, Peter, I remember now. Of course. How can I forget? Mr. NASCAR star watching as well from New Zealand. Love to see it. Northern Ireland. For Flapjack, welcome. There's two, Kevin. There's two of them. Yeah, that one, the one we just saw on camera is an original, and which Klaus Ludwig drove. And then we have a second one, which is a replica. So there's two of them. So yeah, as it stands, cameraman, you're only driver to get a lap time in. So they're all just waiting now for the red flag to disappear. Then we get rid of the Manitou, get rid of all the brooms off the circuit, and then we are good to go. So everyone's just waiting patiently here. And then we can get qualifying underway. Pretty exciting. So you've got loads of fans there with an incredible vantage point just over the pit lane. And there is the culprit for our red flag there, Landler's BMW M1 Pro Car. Again, that paint scheme ruined. Unfortunately, the whole front of the car ripped off. Toe links done, suspension done on the front right as well. So that is, I would imagine, a weekend ender. But these classic car drivers, mechanics, engineers are a different breed, ladies and gentlemen. So never say never. As you can see there on the right-hand side, you've got the infield with the paddock there, where there's a disco, or a DJ booth, plenty of confectionery stands, including beverage places to buy beers. Then if you look to the right-hand side of that, there is actually the DTM trophy cars all lined up. To the left-hand side of it, that's where all the classic cars are lined up. So if you're heading down here for the weekend for some racing, honestly, it's all so close to each other in the paddock. It will make for a very fun event as well. There's plenty of stuff to do in the paddock as well, plenty of games to play. Lots of sim racing as well if you want to try out some of these cars that you'll see this weekend. So you should absolutely, if you're in the area, get involved. Ida, how you doing, mate? Welcome. All cars are expensive. Yes, that's true. Classic race cars are always great, Lewis, for sure. Could not agree with you more. What would be the most expensive car on circuit? This one, I would say. Or maybe... So I asked this question to Peter Obendorfer, ex-DTM driver, of course, and actually manager of the series, all of the classic series that we have. I asked him this question, what's the most expensive car on the grid? And it really is in the eye of the beholder. It's whatever someone would be willing to pay. So it's how much the history of the car means to somebody. So it's not necessarily any standout car. Like any one of these cars could be worth, it could be worth millions if you like, if someone's willing to pay that. So it's really all about the perception of whoever wants to buy the car. So I hope that makes a bit of sense there. There's no real, like, oh, we can say this car on screen right now, the number 22 is worth £500,000. It's just not quite as easy as that. Michael Gosinski, morning. Your first car was an Opel Kadett, Lewis. Nice. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. We've actually got an Opel Kadett on the grid today, number 73. Kalp driving it. There is the RS 1600 and number 8, the best number in racing, number 8. A heart stopper I've been telling the drivers in this championship, a lot of them from the older generation, that most of these cars are now replicated in the world of sim racing. And half of them just can't believe it. They just don't understand, like, what? And I'm like, and it's really, really realistic. Like, no way. And then there's a few of them that have tried their own cars in sim racing. They cannot believe how close they are. So, yeah, these cars, most of them are immortalized in many a game. Project Cars 2 has quite a few of the cars that you're seeing on show here as well. Race Room as well. So if you are indeed interested in sim racing, there's a rogue wheel. Well, that's one way of getting rid of a wheel off the circuit. Well, I'm not sure. I think that might be the wheel actually being used to spread the sawdust or whatever they're using there to indeed cover the fluids. Many lowers. Yeah, there's many here today, right now. Got Pantera, the Italian car. Got Alfa Romeo. Got the Ford here, right in front of you. Yeah, it's, of course, there's going to be quite a few German cars, but yeah, there's a nice spread of different manufacturers. So we're nearly ready for things to get going once again. So that was a nice little question and answer session. Hopefully you've got a little bit of information about this championship as well. So the championship has been split this season between two different cups. We've got the DRM Cup and then the DTM Classic. So this is the DTM Classic DRM Cup, and then you've got the DTM Classic Cup, which indeed is the finale in 2 weeks' time. And the difference is the ages of the cars. So these are from 86 down to 76. And then the cars for the DTM Classic are a little bit newer. There's a couple more specs to be figured out as well. But yeah, that's the meat and bones about it. Is the track layout today the same as the F1? Yes, it is. This is the F1 GP layout of the Spielberg circuit here in Austria. So yeah, it's the longest version. Waiting for the noises. Oh yes, Flapjack. I'm waiting for them to come past my commentary box, and I'm about, I don't know, maybe 50 feet in the air from the track, maybe a little bit more. And my commentary box shakes every time these cars go past. It's yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. I know, Jacob. The Quattro is an original as well, original rally car with a road kit on it. It's yeah, pretty quick as well. So here we go. We are nearly ready to go, I think. As that is a big lens. Oh, that is a huge lens. There you're on the screen. Give us a wave. No wave. Okay, no worries. Don't worry about it. Anyone going to give us a wave in the crowd? Anyone going to give us a wave? Yeah, there's one. There we go. It's got to be a wave, surely. Look at the smile. There it is. It's early, but we love a smile. We love a wave. Cars on track. Nearly. This is going to be great. So this is played into the hands of Peter Mucker with the Zack Speed Capri. Seems like they had a couple of issues still to figure out. They've got that figured out during the spread flag. And with 15 minutes, 34 seconds to go, plenty of time for all concerned to get their best lap times in. And of course, score the first point of the weekend. Again, fantastic job there from the Masters. There's a lot of liquid on the circuit that was dropped. I walked up here yesterday. Probably never going to do it again. It doesn't look steep on television. I can assure you it is very steep indeed. Yeah, it was... yeah, I walked all the way up to the top of the track. There's a lovely hot air balloon there as well. Be honest with you though, those orange ropes aren't really helping that balloon get up into the air. But a lovely view of the field. Also, you've got the stretched limousine golf buggies as well. The VIP experience here at Spielberg. It's almost like a safari. And there's a wild Bmw M1 Pro Car. Having a safari on the infield. Oh, incredible. So they are currently on they're just above turn number 5. So they're just having a lovely, lovely little jaunt around the circuit here. So session suspended, as you can see. We're just waiting for the okay to get going. Eugen, welcome from Moldova. Lewis, I appreciate that. Thank you. So again, nearly ready, I think, here. And it will be almost like nothing's happened. Very impressive. Everyone trying to figure out exactly what time they're going to go back out. But you lot will be the first to know because you'll just hear the engines. The engines will tear up. So just just a few more bits to figure out here. And this is exactly where the incident happened. Seems like there's a lot of liquid to indeed figure out. And that is a moustache, ladies and gentlemen. He knows he's on screen. Is he going to put us there? We're going to have some waving. There we are. Doesn't matter how old you are, ladies and gentlemen, a wave and a smile, knowing you're on the big screen. Perfect day. This is the championship, Jimbo. This is the DTM Classic DRM Cup. This is the finale this weekend. So there we go. Session will restart in 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. 9:15 to be exact. Everyone trying to get the best vantage point possible. And there's many people here. I cannot believe how busy it is this early in the morning. But that is the draw of these cars. So yes, qualifying will restart at 9:15. Again, stellar work there from everybody concerned to get the track into a decent state. And we are good to go. So this is the DRM revival runs, Rossi. So it's kind of a DRM is a separate entity. So we've got the DTM Classic, and then we've got the DRM. This is the DRM Cup. So some of these cars would have raced in the sort of the Group 4, Group 2, Group 5 eras. And then you've got the DRM Cup cars. You've got then the DTM cars. So yeah, there's a lot of cars spanning across many a championship. So 2 minutes until we get a restart here, and then we are good to go. And it looks like we are only going to have 5 minutes of a session, or, well, on the left-hand side, yeah. So the timer is starting. We're going to have a 5-minute sprint qualifying. Okay, this is interesting. So 5-minute sprint qualifying. It's all about getting track position now. Don't worry about warming those tires up. You've just got to get track position and get a couple of lap times in. So this makes things interesting. People are going to be, indeed, out of position. Young man there with a croissant. Is he smiling? Oh, there we go, on the big screen. Give us a wave. Good lad. Good lad. He's here at home of the KTM. 2 young lads there. Just had their day made. Good to see. Cars on track, sun's out. A bit of grub. Some smiles. That's all we want to see. So we are nearly ready to get going here for the final 5 minutes. And there is that Zach Speed Capri. Peter Mucker at the wheel. Leader of the championship. Big day today. Wins the race, wins the championship. As we're awaiting the green light to appear on screen. Saluski then at the front there, one of the youngest drivers in the field, if not the youngest, in the number 311. Will be in and amongst it, battling for that top 5 for sure. But we have got ourselves a sprint qualifying session. Who's going to get pole then, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the chat. Who is going to get pole? Who knows? Palpel? Who knows? I have no idea. Coolest kid at the track there with a straw hat and sunglasses. You love to see it. So here we go. We're about ready to hear them all fire up. And you've got that rear wang. And here we go. Green flag. 5 minutes of qualifying then to determine who starts pole position here. And I'll do my best to try and explain to you how the class system works. So basically, everybody in this qualifying session, wherever they qualify, that's where they start. It doesn't matter about classes. They will not then be split into their class and put down the order. If they are class 6 and they qualify P1, they start P1 in the race. So I will try and explain who's leader of the classes and who indeed will be leader overall. So this should be interesting indeed. So here we go. The rule long run up towards turn number 3 officially. I think it's turn 2, but we can debate that until the end of time. So Daffa thinks the M1 Pro Car, or well, that's not narrowing it down there. Daffa, there's about 20 M1 Pro cars, but he thinks an M1 Pro car is going to get pole. One of the Capris will probably win. Well, who knows? What is sprint qualifying? It's just something I just made up, Benno. Basically, we've had a red flag, and we had 15 minutes left of the session, but we've had to cut the session short to 5 minutes. So effectively, it's a sprint qualifying. So they're going to get maybe 2 laps each. So that's what I mean by that. So yeah, just me being silly, Benno, more than anything. Nothing more, nothing less. Hopefully you understand that. The Pantera is a piece of art, Rasmus, but you got to whisper Pantera, because if you say it too loud, unfortunately they have issues every now and again getting the car to the end of the session. So you got to pretend it's not there, and then at the end of the race celebrate the fact that it's made it. It's like a mystical unicorn of a car. Through the middle section we will come, and the first flying laps are about to begin. As we see them all come down towards the second to last corner. Otto Rensing then in the yellow and white Porsche. In behind, Saluski. And well, there is another pro car off the circuit. That is not ideal in the slightest. Ronnie Shear as well. One of the favourites to go out there and win the races today. Ronnie Shear is off. We're heading up towards turn number 1 then, and Otto Rensing is going to try and go up the inside. It's going to slow them both down through turn number 1. But Otto Rensing wants to get on with this. 2.5 minutes to go. And the first flyers are now about to be posted in the books. Running up the hill we will come. We've also got Petrokovic, the Austrian in the Ford Capri Group 5. Just at the back of this pack here. Well, I say at the back. Sort of slicing and dicing his way through. Lovely bit of work there. And then we've got Molinar, who's in the Alfa Romeo Montreal, the yellow car. There we go, look at it. Look how beautiful that car is. The front, though, very exposed, very open front grille. So we head down towards turn number 4 then. Otto Rensing, the lead of the group. Although, just up ahead here, well, no, was not the leader of the group at all. So Cameraman, who is provisional pole right now, with a 42.690, is getting on with it, and is purple. So the Class 2 car is already absolutely flying here. And well, we'll get one more attempt here, and there will be a few drivers that are going to get caught up by this and not get 2 laps. So round then the second to last corner, keeping it in check, not using overly too much curb. You'll see that being used more and more as the day goes on. Using a lot of curb on the exit of the final corner, running all the way down towards the line here. The number 40 is about to improve for sure. And how quick is it? It's a 39.2. So yesterday we actually saw a 35 being posted, and that was by Peter Mucker. But a 39 is a lovely banker time. Still the only driver to get a lap time in, but we know that in behind is Otto Rensing coming through as well as Petrokovic. So there's a yellow flag here. Not sure where the yellow flag is. The yellow flag is on the exit of turn 6. So the exit turn 6 through turn 7. So there's a yellow flag there. We've then got Hess in the Porsche 911 RSR, goes up to P2. Stephanie now P2 with the BMW 320 Group 5. So right now, P1 and P2 are Class 2 cars. The Class 1 car is in 3rd. We've then got a Class 3 car in 4th. Now it's Schumann in 4th. It's now Werner in the Audi Coupe Quattro in the Class 4 in 5th position. The Pantera trying to slice and dice as well. As we can see the RS 1600 trying to come through. Just trying to find track position here, or trying to find some space, is absolutely key. This will be the last attempt for these drivers. The checker flag is going to come out now with 5 seconds to go. And Klusser in that Ford Escort RS 1600 is not going to be the quickest lap in the world, but he will get a lap time in nevertheless. Petrokovic in that Ford Capri then is now into 7th position. Peter Mucker is 8th spot. Not got a quick one in because of the red flag we've had. And as you can see here, Otto Rensing dragging Petrokovic along. Might be a chance here for this car to move up towards Cameraman, as everybody is coming across the line. Strauss then with a lap time, checkered flag, P14, now P16. Cameraman's done. A 39.2 is the time to beat here. Is anybody else going to be able to improve on that? That's really the question here. And Peter Mucker's really the only car that could do that. And they're quicker through sector number 1, but 3 seconds off of what Cameraman has indeed produced here. Around the final corner we will come. Petrakovic at currently P7. Across the line for Petrakovic, where are we going to end up? Well, it's a P2. So Hess moves up to P2, and then Everson slightly gets beaten by Petrakovic. And Kovic now up into second. We've got Molinar in 4th position, as the times are indeed going to tumble. Stephanie up into 3rd spot then with the BMW 320 Group 5. And still half the grid to receive the checkered flag. Kaup moves up to 7th. Schumann up to 4th. Anton Werner up to 6th position, with now merely a few cars to finish their lap here. There's Ronnie Shear. And Ronnie Shear is going to start from the back if the car is able to start. We know that he's capable of winning races, but it's going to be very tough from there. Peter Mucker yet to receive the checkered flag as well, but I'm not sure whereabouts on circuit Mucker is. So Cameraman, I think, is going to take pole position here. Front row will be a Ford Capri joining the M1 Pro Car, but it's not the one we thought. It's Petrakovic who's going to indeed start 2nd position as it stands. Mucker has crossed the line, but they're in the pit lane. So Peter Mucker not able to get an absolute flyer in, and we'll start P11. So it's going to be a big challenge today. If he's to win the race today and win the championship, he's going to have to do it from a bit further back. But here's your pole car. Cameraman, P1 in the BMW M1 Pro Car.